What is up, guys? This is Mark with the Mic, and this is another The Morphin Cast by Red Cyclone Inc. I'm Mark with the Mic, joined by Tenacious T, live.
I am always here, but now I'm physically here. I'm
here.
back, baby.
Yes,
We're
this
back.
is the first live.
Yeah, man.
Live together.
In the
Morphin
same
Cast
room, looking at him in his eyes.
Since
January.
January.
January was the last time. I don't know what happened in February. Did we do February? It might have been February. Because in March, that's when everything started hitting the fan. You know what I mean? I would assume that we were here. I was here in February.
I think we did. I think February was the last time.
You know what I mean?
I think it was for,
I'm just happy to be back in the same room. You know what I mean? Being able to do this. So.
Space.
I don't remember, man. It's been a long time.
I think Space was the last one we did together. And Mega Ranger.
Probably. It might be. I don't know.
Anyway,
It is what we can always go back and listen.
We are back with the Morphin Cast. Today's review, the season we're reviewing is Go 5. Kenju Sentai.
It's
Go-Go
Caillou.
5. Caillou.
It's Kyuu.
Yeah, Caillou Sentai.
Caillou.
Go 5.
Caillou.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Go 5?
Go 5.
Why? What is Go
At
5?
least you can pronounce it.
I don't know. I just don't get it. I never got why they're called Go 5.
Go 5.
Okay. I mean, I just don't understand why. You know what I mean?
This is pretty much the equivalent of Lightspeed Rescue that we got in America, but this is the Sentai version.
Just the better
story's
version.
a little different.
It's they got similar things that happened.
Yeah.
A lot of similar things that happened, but the story completely is definitely different.
It's pretty much the father. Well, we don't know he's the father yet, but he pretty much made the.
Yeah,
he kind of start off with the kind of how Lightspeed did start.
Yeah, they were firefighters.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, they were all rescuing people.
And they're a team of 4 brothers and 1 sister.
Yeah.
Which I thought was actually a pretty clever way to do things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the father, he's like the creator of everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like where did he get this funding from, bro?
I don't know.
The man disappears for 10 years.
He won the lottery, and I think he left his family.
He was like, I left my wife and kids for this girl.
To build Power Rangers.
You know he was a playboy. You know damn well.
Ranger suits and shit.
He was the man.
Yeah.
But it was, I enjoyed this.
Yeah.
I thought it was nice. The whole dynamic of the whole story. Because look, we got Lightspeed Rescue. Lightspeed Rescue was what? A whole bunch of strangers coming together.
It was kind of like the best of the best too. It was like one's a cop, one's a marine.
It's like the quest. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One's a
like a
flying
pilot.
cowboy. Like I hated that shit so
extreme
much.
sports expert, I guess.
See, but with that story and everything that was happening in Lightspeed Rescue, there was a lot of things that was there that was like just didn't make sense. You know what I mean? Like, why was there an underwater base when everything's train oriented up top? You know what I mean? It just does not make sense to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, watching the Sentai version of it, Go 5, and everything started tying in and making sense. And I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? The way, I'm actually very disappointed in the way that Saban did Lightspeed Rescue.
Yeah.
Because there was so much more that happened that they could have used. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much footage that they didn't use.
Even like the little Zord, like the extra Zord footage and stuff like that.
Man, so many more fighting scenes, more things that the Zords were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like, it would have made Lightspeed Rescue better. I'm not saying it was a bad show, but compared to its counterpart, it's trash.
Yeah.
I don't ever... Man, the whole time watching this, I didn't even think of Lightspeed Rescue.
No.
I watched it like it was a brand new show.
I think the only times I thought of it is when the story's been similar.
Yeah. Well, there was the episodes.
Yeah, so that was like the main time.
It was clever. But those episodes were better than the American ones. You know what I mean?
Yes. But and then you got like a kind of like a Ninja Turtle vibe with the family. They're all brothers and sisters.
But the best part about it is that it's a family doing it, right?
Yeah.
And then it's they're versing a family of villains.
Yeah.
So it's like may the best family win, or the worst family, whatever you want to put it as. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Yeah, it was pretty much like Family versus. It was like Family Feud.
Yeah, it definitely was. So run down the synopsis real quick.
All right. So Grenadine has been waiting for the day of resurrection, the day when the planets are in the alignment of the Grand Cross. Her children descend to the Earth to make it a realm of darkness for her. 10 years prior, Professor Tatsumi of the Tatsumi Disaster Prevention. So he's pretty much like the damage patrol.
Yeah.
Prevention Institute predicts this event, but nobody believed him. He left his family so he can secretly develop construct a rescue system.
He's an asshole. Okay, I like him a lot, but that was such a dick move, man. You just upped and left your kids and your family.
Now, in 1999, Professor Tatsumi appears again to give the means to save the world to his children.
Aw, piece of shit. If I was them, I would have smacked the shit out of him when I first saw him, man. Literally, you disappear for 10 years and then all of a sudden you come back like, hey, you're going to be a Power Ranger here.
Yeah.
Don't ask me questions. We had no, like, they didn't even really ask too much either, which sort of threw me off a little bit. Like, if I was them, I'd be on his ass. Like, you fucking tell me what the hell.
That's the difference of
like,
culture.
you piece of shit, you left us for 10 years. The older brother, now I'm horrible, and I've always been horrible at enunciating their names. So I'm not going to even attempt to say them, and we'll try to attempt when we introduce our Rangers and stuff like that. But like literally, he left. Now the story is the mother disappeared. Nobody knows what happened to their mother.
Yeah.
And then the father just disappeared.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You left the oldest son to raise three boys and a girl.
Yeah.
What happened when the girl was going through like her girl time? And have to explain shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's an awkward-ass conversation, bro. You know what I mean?
They don't exist in Super Sentai.
Nah, they don't do any of that stuff. They're
all
all virgins.
It's kind of fucked up in that sense that he just, like, banned it.
I mean, it makes sense at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like the greater good kind of thing. Like, you have to bite the bullet to get the job done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And thankfully, he did do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if he didn't do it, where would they be? What would have happened?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, sacrifice of 10 years and, you know, heartache and stuff like that for the survival of the planet and the universe, might I add, it's actually kind of important. So,
yeah, so I guess sacrifice there. Like, fuck your crime.
Fuck my kids.
Matoi.
Is
red. Matoi.
I don't know.
Matoi. If it's English pronounced as Matoi. If it's Japanese announced, I don't fucking know. But Matoi, Nagra is blue. Sho is green. Damon is yellow. And Matsuri is pink. Sadly, we did not see the extra Ranger because it's a movie and it's like the Beast Demon.
Yeah, you sent me a picture and it looked really cool.
Yeah, it looked really cool.
It looked like Kamen Rider and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like you could tell that they had similar features.
He looked like he had like a bumblebee. Fucking.
That was
like
a girl. That was a girl.
No, there's two.
There's two of them.
Yes.
I didn't see the other one.
It was a dude and a girl.
Okay. We sort of got teased with the thought of that there was going to be a sixth Ranger.
Yeah.
And they ended up not being that.
Yes.
You know
there was no Sixth Ranger in the series. We did get a sixth.
There was no Black Ranger in the series.
Yeah. Which, it's normal.
Yeah.
Because again, like Zio and
What other ones
didn't have one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, technically Zio did have one. They just named him Gold Ranger.
Yeah. Why? Because he had a gold shield.
Yeah.
So dumb. You're 90% black.
Yeah. Exactly. Like,
but you just got a gold shield on. Anyway. Fucking idiot.
But yeah. So yeah, those are our Rangers. And then you had Professor Mondo Tatsumi, which was pretty much the creator of this whole lab and everything like that. Again, the research and the money. Where the fuck
do you get this? He probably got a scheme where he like taps into millions of people's bank accounts and takes like 20 cents here, 20 cents there, and it just accumulated so much that he was able to do it. But like, on some real shit, like you're doing this shit secretly for 10 years. Like, I just would assume that word would get out. You know what
That
I
was
mean?
a big area to have, like
Just hidden, right?
to have hidden.
You know what I mean? It's
You
just,
have like an underground train station, like I don't know
where were they testing this stuff?
I don't.
You know what I mean? Like, Japan is not that big.
You know, these are the things and the questions that they don't expect you to ask.
Well, I'm a logical person. I'm sorry. I like to ask questions.
They're like, oh, I would like to know this. They'd be like,
Shut the fuck up.
God.
What you don't know is best for you.
What you don't know is best for business.
It won't hurt you
It won't hurt you.
if you keep asking questions.
Exactly. But yeah, you actually saw like the construction, the lab, and everything like that, which was made a lot more sense than what Lightspeed did.
Yeah.
And the fact that a big ass train station came out and things like that, and that actually was probably one of my favorite Zords.
I mean, in Lightspeed Rescue, the logic of having an underwater base is just the time factor. Eventually, something's gonna fuck up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's dumb. So like this, they didn't really have like the Rangers never really went to that place.
No, they did.
They never, you know, it wasn't like a command center
You
to
wanna know
them.
one thing I loved about these Rangers, they had a fucking minivan.
Yeah, no, they were
They
cool,
had
bro.
no fucking like.
Well,
nice
they were like
car.
the Partridge Family of Power Rangers.
Like
you
they
know
didn't
what I
have a
mean?
nice car. Like the freaking what? They had a Humvee or some shit.
Yeah, no, like Lightspeed, the fucking
They had a
Captain
minivan.
Mitchell's a dumbass, fucking bougie ass. You know, we're gonna give them a Hummer. These guys are driving around like their own turtle van and shit.
Fucking
You know what I
minivan.
mean?
Fucking mom, sock mom.
But that ties into the fact of them
Yeah.
staying as family and
Yeah.
rocking out together. You know what I mean? Because that was basically the overall meaning and purpose of the show. Because even with the villains, when you're not all together, you lose.
Yeah.
You fail. You
And
know
that was kind of like the synopsis of the whole show is the fact that if you're not together,
yeah,
you're
it's
gonna
the
fail.
power of family, it's
Yeah.
the power of love, and you know what I mean, and sacrifice and all that. You know what I mean? My only issue, I can never get over one. I can't ever really tell these fucking Rangers apart, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I know the Yellow Ranger, he had just poofy hair. You know what I mean? Like, and that was it. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
And then the other one had long hair, like,
Yeah.
but they all looked alike. So that was good in a way because then it shows that they look like their family members.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? The Pink Ranger, I thought she was cute. I think that for some reason when she was in the suit and you got to see her eyes, like the way it looked,
Yeah.
I think her eyes really was her feature.
Yeah, yeah.
Because she wasn't like Zonette.
Yeah.
And she wasn't like, they didn't exploit this girl, okay?
Yeah.
At all. Which they could have, but they didn't. But like I can never. That's why I wish I knew how to enunciate their names properly because I'd be able to describe them better than
Matsui. Matsui's easy. Matsui.
like Hideki Matsui.
Yeah, Matsui.
Okay, well that's one person.
Matto I liked, and that was the Red Ranger.
He was cool.
He was a dick.
Yeah, he was, but he had to. He
was
raised.
funny.
He fucking raised them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But my also, I have another gripe with Sentai is that they overact.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like ah.
That's Japanese.
I just can't. I can't deal with that. Like, you don't need to be overly dramatic, bro.
Yeah.
We can sit there and have a conversation.
But
not
I
scream.
liked him as the Red Ranger. I thought he was a fun. I thought he was a fun
I
character.
mean, besides him being the older brother, there was no definitive like leader of them. You know what I mean?
Well, he was more like he took charge.
they just listened to him because
Yeah.
he was older, but it was not like they did everything together.
Yeah.
You know, the Yellow Ranger had some badass scenes.
Yeah,
you know what I
sure,
mean?
sure.
Like he fucked shit up. You know what I mean? I'm so tired of men being Yellow Rangers over there,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it is what it is.
That's a popular color in Japan.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, so
That's a girl color here.
You just sad that you like.
Yeah.
Just that.
It's like I'm watching Lightspeed Rescue and I'm like being swindled. I was talking about that last night because I was telling them that I was coming here to do the cast and stuff like that. They're like, "Oh yeah, what are you doing the cast on?" I was like, "Oh yeah, this, that, blah blah blah," and I was talking about the difference between Power Rangers and Sentai and stuff like that. And I was like, "Yo, one of the things that is so misleading is there's a lot of men who are Yellow Rangers. So when you were like, yo, that girl Trini is hot, like you're fucking saying a dude in a fucking yellow suit."
Boy.
I'm like, yo, you can see the penis.
He liked
Which has
boys.
been an ongoing joke since the beginning of our cast.
Yeah, it's like then it's also like when you could tell or not tell, especially when they use the footage and stuff like that. And I think in America, especially after a while, they stopped. Like they kind of have the girl in the suit for.
Well, what's
scenes.
his Dustin in Ninja Storm?
Yeah.
Was the first male Yellow Ranger in
Yes.
America.
Yes, in America.
You know what I mean? So that was good. That's ushered
Yeah.
in, and then we had the first female Blue Ranger, which was
Yes.
Tori. Ninja Storm broke a lot of boundaries. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It was-
I can't wait to get to that.
That was
Sentai.
the first one with 3 Rangers.
I can't wait to get to that Sentai,
Me too.
man.
I'm
I feel like
very
the
interested in-
Crimson Rangers and stuff like that. They are going to be utilized better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So and I honestly, man, Sentai usually has a step up
Yeah.
on any type of America except for space. I think space.
I think space. I think is more. I think
that was like neck to neck.
like
you know
it
what
was
I mean?
very. I think space was very close, but I think the story between like I think that one was Zordon dying.
Yeah,
be
I mean,
honest.
greatest moment single-handedly in Americanized
Yeah.
Power Rangers. You know what I mean?
Zordon
Should have
dying.
just done that from the beginning.
You know-
we
you know
wouldn't
what's funny?
have to deal with shit.
You know, it's funny because I'm in a lot of like Power Ranger sites, and, like Power Ranger boards and everything like that, and everyone like praises Zordon and shit like that.
Why? The man
And
does
then-
nothing.
So me, I always say like I always had a hatred for Zordon. It's like, oh, why you hate Zordon? He's always for the greater good. I was like, what has he done?
He doesn't done shit.
I was like, Alpha does everything.
What does he do besides watch people sleep?
Yeah, and then I was like, you don't know how creepy he is? He watched Kimberly sleep. He knew what was going on, and he's like, oh yes, I knew.
Yo, man, let me
Like,
get
holy
into those those conversations because I will ream all
I
these
was
people
like,
supporting
yo, like,
Zordon.
If you really look at Zordon, Zordon was very useless.
He's a floating head. What is he? He can't, and he knows things and doesn't tell anybody about it.
He wants you
Like
to
I've
know.
been sensing it. Yeah, why didn't you fucking say it in the beginning, asshole? That's neither here nor there, man. We could do a whole cast on how we hate Zordon, and I would love to do that.
That'll
We
probably be
should
a bonus
definitely
cast.
fucking do that. I will. It would be one of the probably greatest watched episodes ever, and I will tag everybody that was talking shit inside that fucking website, that chat, and we get it popping. You know what I mean?
So, going into the series, so the mentor was kind of like their father and everything like that, but he was just pretty much the creator of everything.
Yeah, he threw the things at them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, here, I've been working on this.
Yeah.
Get this. There you go. You know what I mean? Like he was dope. I mentor wise was very impressed with him.
Yeah.
I liked him because he was a cool ass dude
Yeah,
too. He was like got a ponytail, white ponytail. He got women trying to holler at him and stuff.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah. And that one episode, the girl was like, yeah, you know, me and your wife, we were like battling for you. He's sitting there, he's like, yeah, I'm the man. Yeah, he was like, yeah, he was the truth. He might go down as one of the best mentors of Sentai. You know what I mean?
He was a
top.
fun character. He was a fun character too when he actually had the interactions and stuff like that. He was actually a really fun character.
I enjoyed him a lot. I did. What I wish they utilized more was that girl,
His
the little space girl.
Yeah.
I felt like they didn't have her at all. I feel like she was in the beginning, a little bit here in the middle, and then at the end, at the very end.
She came up like mostly when shit was happening and they had to fix shit.
She should have been involved more. I felt like she should have been romantically involved with the Red Ranger because I felt like they had something going on.
Maybe she should have been a Sixth Ranger.
Yeah. You know what I
'Cause
mean?
we didn't
Or
have
she
one.
could have been like the girl in Operation Overdrive,
Yeah.
where she was helping him out. You know what I mean? So she was more techie than just being a side character who's a badass. Because her story, she was crashing back from space. She was a female astronaut,
Yeah.
and they had to stop. That was like one of the first things that they had to do, which made them the Rangers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Was save them.
Yeah.
Was save her. So, you know what I mean?
So
What was her name? I forget her name.
I forget her name too.
That's how you know that fucking she sucks. But then again, I don't know anybody's name. I choose not to learn their names anymore.
No, I think I know her name. Is that Risco Tatsumi? I think it's Risco Tatsumi, and then
Sounds
you
like
had the robot
sushi.
man.
Yo, what you get today? Riso Tatsumi.
Risco. No, that's not her. That was not
Yeah, it's
her.
all good.
Anyway,
Figure it out.
yeah. Yeah, we don't know her name. I don't know her name by heart.
But yeah, so basically with these guys though, it's just that, and I'm gonna say it throughout this whole cast is the whole point of it is the family aspect.
Yeah.
And what I really liked is that even they were, themselves, obviously they're actors, but the chemistry of them acting together I thought was really good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were definitely one of the best groups of Rangers Sentai wise.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The show itself is definitely up there.
Yeah, the show's up there. I'm still trying to find the girl's name. It's just alright.
you keep going. I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, so like it was a big like family thing.
It was a family affair.
Shit like that. Yeah. So the suits, we pretty much have the same suits as Lightspeed.
No, but we have a huge difference now.
The visor thing, I actually really dug that.
I think that was probably one of the best things about the show because you actually see them in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you're not guessing. You see them.
And it had different effects of what the suit did.
I felt like it was angles. It was like certain angle you're not going to be able to see them, and then certain angles you can because there was one moment where you're sitting there, you're looking at them, and you're seeing inside the mask, and then you turn, and then it's just a face shield.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was cool. That was the first time we got to see something where it wasn't a shattered mask.
Yeah.
Where you could see their face. And it was good to see them actually in it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you can see the face, and you can see it, like, I didn't believe Tommy was going in with the biggest ponytail in the world fitting it in the small-ass mask.
Yeah.
It's not believable. You know what I mean? Kimberly with her hair, she's a bougie chick.
Yeah.
You think she wanted to mess her hair up inside a fucking helmet?
No.
Exactly. She would need like a fishnet or a stocking to hold the shit in, but no, they pop the mask off and their hair is perfect. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I personally am not a fan of the suits.
I think this series, Go-Go 5 made me a fan of them just because of that.
Well, the helmet is different. I like the helmet.
Yeah, but I actually thought it fit. Like the way they also morphed and how they transitioned.
They didn't really have too big of a morphin sequence.
No, they didn't. But I
don't recall even a single morphin sequence.
They kind of just went in.
Yeah, but you know how we have like this big drawn out
into the thing
where everybody is their one separate thing, and I always ask like, yo, are they waiting for the one to morph and then the next to wait? And, you know what I mean? Like SPD did it good because you saw it all simultaneously. They had it in the boxes and stuff like that.
That's Saban's way of
the more and more as we go in Super Sentais, the more and more I was like, yo, Saban really fucking slid the rug out of, like he could have utilized it so much better, man. Like, and it was totally for profit, you know what I mean? I told him, and I was explaining this last night, I was like, yo, it's cheaper to take footage you already own.
Yeah.
Instead of paying money, a lot of money for all these actors to do all this shit.
And that was a big thing. That was actually originally Stan Lee was trying to do that.
I would have loved to have seen what Stan Lee would have done with it.
Stan Lee was trying to do it with Bioman.
Do we have to go in?
That's well, if we could find the series, we could do it.
Yeah,
I would like to do everything. Bro.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to watch the original, the first, as bad as it might be because of time and like the dated aspect of it. You know what I mean? But then again, you can't sit through fucking what show? We tried to watch it.
Oh, VR Troopers.
Yeah, VR Troopers. Like we can't.
I
still say we still do it.
I feel the Sentai is a little different though, because Sentai was made more mature, especially like the late 70s, early 80s ones. They were more mature. They were more like soap operas and shit.
See, because what are we going to do when we get up to?
We're gonna try to find ways to watch it.
You know what I mean? But you know what I mean. But then we start venturing off into the old stuff.
So
you know
guys, if you know where we could find Super Sentai on like everything after Ninja Storm,
what we need to do is personally hit up Shout Factory.
Yeah.
Personally, like, yo, listen, guys, our podcast is banking on what the hell you do. So, like, step your game up, B.
Yeah, but I think there's ways to get the DVDs with subtitles.
Yo, Comic-Con would have been the perfect place for it because they have everything.
I'll look up some sites. Like, I'll look, especially if I could get at least one, I could burn the other, and so we both have a DVD set.
Pretty sure both of us are pretty reasonably smart people and resourceful people. We can handle.
Terrafleet Viper.
I don't think my Mine's off.
So mine's fine. Yeah, mine's not.
Blaming
Anyway,
me.
yeah, I was just checking.
But yeah, back to the suit though. The helmet, cause I hated the helmets in Lightspeed Rescue.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me. You know what I mean? But I grew so much fonder of it in this. You know what I mean? Like, obviously Saban couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because it would be like, why does Carter look like an Asian man?
They could have, because they kind of did it during the show. Like, they actually had it, but the visor ran up and down.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
So,
but I guess that was, the small little moments.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But they did it. It's just like they should have like capitalized on that.
Thank God, that the Sentai gods, that there was no Titanium Ranger.
That's just part of the ugliest Ranger.
I understand, but I liked him a little bit, but not too much. But then the suits always remind me of Brother Company.
Yeah.
It's always Resident Evil, man. You know what I mean? Every time I see that shit.
Yeah, I didn't like Titanium. I think Titanium was terrible. So, but
Saban tried to do a little money scheme to make some money out.
I think this lacked the Sixth Ranger though, and it kind of made me sad because I feel like there should have been at least a Sixth Ranger.
Imagine brought back one of the old school dudes.
That, or even the girl. Like if we were talking about the girl in space, she could have easily been.
She would have been the perfect one.
Maybe a female Black Ranger.
Yeah, that would have been cool. I would have went out with that.
Yeah.
She could have been anything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's where the series dropped a little bit with that. I mean, there's other things that I have issues with the season, even though this season might go down as one of the greats.
Yeah.
Like top 5, top 6. You know what I mean? Like, because the overall dynamic, and I'll constantly say this through the whole cast, it's that family aspect, and it worked.
Yeah.
It works so good. Instead of having complete strangers come together, you have a family that already been through hell and back, personally wise, family trauma wise. You know what I mean? Like, that just shows you the strength and the will. Yeah. That's what Power Rangers is about. That's what Sentai is about. You know what I mean? So it worked. It worked so nice.
I think that girl is Rescue. No, Rescue was the mom.
They should bring back Sonnet. Bring her back. I love her.
Yeah, Rescue is the mom.
Dynamo.
Name the girl. Man. Maybe yeah.
The mom.
I thought she was like related too. I thought
that woman. That woman must have had the cheapest paycheck.
Yeah. She did like 2 episodes.
Like 3 episodes the most.
Yeah.
But I question it, and I understand the dramaticness of what's going on in the world would stop you from questioning your father about where the hell he was. But they never really did that. They never really did it. And if I was one of them, I would have strangled that motherfucker. Like, yo, you left me stranded for 10 years.
Yeah.
I had to grow up without a mother and without a father. You know what I mean? But then again, whatever.
Whatever. They have like a whole like category of small characters throughout the series. Wouldn't you reconsider a small character?
The police guy.
Yeah.
The police commissioner dude, which actually paved. He actually was a big character in a couple of episodes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he physically, and I didn't write too many episodes down, but there were specific ones in the very beginning with him that were really important because he was going to shut them down.
Yeah.
But I didn't think he even had control to even shut them down. This was like Area 51 kind of shit. You know what I mean? That was above his pay grade.
Yeah.
Who the hell was he? And it just so happens him and what's his face were always like rivals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that was a cool episode. I enjoyed that. You know what I mean? And he tied back in a couple times again. You know what I mean? And then at the end, they basically saved him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is cool.
So they were like, all right, be cool with this.
All right. we gonna forget about it.
So moving on. The Zords. Something with the Sentais, I always appreciate the Zords more. I think the Zords were so much better presented in this one than in Lightspeed. Especially, I had my favorite one of the Sentai. This Sentai series was the train. Even in Lightspeed, that was my favorite one. but the way they did the train, the way they did the just the characteristics of the Zords and how they all got together and how they all changed and shit like that. I thought that was really cool.
The fighting scenes with the Zords, we saw so much more.
Yeah.
And it made it so much better. I wasn't a fan of the Zords in Lightspeed Rescue, and this one I am. I mean, some of them look stupid.
Yeah.
You had a Zord that was basically the Sixth Ranger.
Yeah.
They tried to portray it off like, oh, somebody's going to be the Sixth Ranger. Like, no, it's going to be a Zord that talks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
Did they ever even hop in that Zord?
No.
Not at all.
Maybe because it was a person, had a personality. They was like, no, we can't go in here.
It had a digital soul.
Yeah. But I like the fact that other people could pilot the Zords. There was not like one person could pilot one thing and then the other kind of thing like that. Because even the little Mitbot fucking pilot the Zord once a choice. Even the little robot pilot the Zord once a choice.
With the robot that was at the... Yeah, what does that thing look like?
It was a Mit.
It looked like the centerpiece of the Dragon Zord.
Yeah, it did.
And it talked. And it blinked just like it.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't.
It literally is the centerpiece of the Dragon Zord. It goes, wow, 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 that. It's that. It's literally that. I said every single time I looked at it, I was like, that's smart because they just reused something that they already had. You know what I mean?
You know what?
And try to pass it. You're not passing me, bro. I love the Dragon Zord.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's actually...
It's 100% it. Yeah. It was just shaped... It was like shaped differently. It was a little bit bigger or whatever.
Yeah. And
it talked. It basically was an AI that helped out. Yeah. But what did it really do? It just sat there and just talked.
Yeah.
It was Zordon.
It ran as Zord.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I guess. So everything was, like, controlled by it if the Rangers weren't in it.
Yeah. Then you had, like, then you had the Zord that was actually a person.
But, like, you know, we had a couple Zords that I didn't like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The last Zord, I didn't give a fuck about.
I didn't care. I didn't like the jet one. The one
with the V on the head. Yeah, I didn't care for that either. And that was actually utilized a lot.
Yeah, I didn't care.
Because the first one got destroyed.
Yeah. The train one was my favorite.
Train one was cool, man. It got to do some, like Donkey Kong. You know what I mean? Like, that's the only way I can really describe it. You know how his hands go down and he leaps over and that's how he walks? And they did the extra punches and shit. Bro, it was so cool. Yeah. That is what lacked in Lightspeed Rescue. You know what I mean? Like, it makes no sense in Lightspeed Rescue. This one makes perfect sense.
Yeah, and I just like the way the train. I like trains. So
yeah, well, you work for the railroad.
Exactly. But I just like the design of it.
He's been waiting for this his whole life.
That's Macho's Zord.
Yeah, Camacho was definitely. He would have enjoyed it. Yeah, he would have been like, "This is that train. This type of engine for this and that."
This is how you drive it. This is how you brake.
Yeah. It was cool, man. Like I once again, the Zords were so much better.
Yeah, they were
this time.
Better like represented in this one, but also the fact that they just looked better. They had extra scenes that them building together and them like learning how to connect them together and things like that.
What I liked is one thing that I liked at the end is when they were in that last final Zord.
Yeah.
Which was hidden for some reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I always hate that. Like, if you have the ultimate Zord, why are you saving for the end? Just fucking throw it in the beginning and you're done.
But then, what if it doesn't work?
Well, then Daddy's gonna have some fucking answering to do. All this time, 10 years, and we failed?
10 years?
10 years and we failed? Like,
duct tape
you are the worst father ever. I thought my dad was bad.
The last one has, like, a bunch of duct tape on the leg, and, like...
But, like, inside the cockpit was interesting because they had an oxygen tube.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I thought that was... I didn't see that in Lightspeed. We didn't see that. You know what I mean? That was the first time we actually saw that maybe there was no... Like, you needed to be in a suit to even man that fucking thing. You know what I mean? Because why else would those... What was that tube?
One thing with that Zord that I saw that I liked a lot was... It was Dump 5 that had to control it. I don't think no one else will be able to control that Zord. It took the power, it took their inner strength and shit in order to keep it going kind of thing. And I actually thought that was pretty cool.
I agree.
Yeah. So that was something that kind of showed. Like it was only piloted by them, and then they had like the whole shit. That was actually pretty cool.
It was fresh. It was something new that I never saw.
Yeah.
You never seen it in any other anything.
It pretty much like the Zord connected to them.
Yeah, no, it was that was dope. I enjoyed it.
The villains.
Diabolical is the fucking man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call him Diabolical.
The whole time, Diabolical was still.
He's the best. Yeah. One of the best. If we redid the Henchman episode that we did a while back, which was good, he would be one of the top of the list. Even in Lightspeed Rescue. Yeah. He was the best part of Lightspeed Rescue. Yeah. That whole story and everything like that. Now, the fact, and we said it in the beginning, it's like Battle of the Families. You know, this is Family Feud right here. They were their own entity. They were their own thing, and they constantly just longed to fucking praise their mother. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's all they wanted to do, and the mother didn't give a fuck about them.
Yeah. The moment she was like...
You know, like, they are the complete opposite of what the Rangers in that family was. The mother and the father was not there. Yeah. There's a comparison, but the mother did not give a fuck about them. She used them for her own personal benefit. Yeah. And when they weren't needed, she was like, fuck it, get rid of them. Yeah. I don't give a shit. Kill your brother. If it means killing Go-Go 5, fucking do it. And then she controlled that gun and fucking shot them and fucking blew them up. You know what I mean? Like, What is really cool about the villains is that the girl that was in Lightspeed Rescue was that character was still there. It just was used by somebody else played her.
And she was a sister.
Yeah, she was the sister. I don't understand how she looks fucking a human being and then everybody else is all diabolical and you know what I mean? Well, other ones looking like fucking Tim Curry in Legend. You know what I mean?
Which has some fun.
But like the suits, the way they looked, Diabolical looks fucking awesome. Yeah. The other guy, that other dude, he looked awesome. And what I loved about their bond, they tried to outdo each other, but they didn't try to like really snake each other. You know what I mean? Like they just wanted to be praised by the mother, and I get that. They just longed for exception. You know what I mean? That's really it. Isn't that like poetic? It's nice. You're evil, but you're still longing for something that is still like above you that makes you sad. You know what I mean? Like I don't think they wanted to do that.
I actually thought their putties were pretty cool.
Oh, the bats? Yo, the bat things were fucking awesome.
The female bat ones were
Want to know what they look like to me? If Batman 66 meshed with like the Batmobile, meshed with like something like that's what they looked like. Yeah, and they were so cool.
And then you had the female ones, and you had the male ones. And I actually thought they all looked pretty cool.
It was nice. It was a good touch.
One thing I would say, like directly, like the villains itself, like the villains, like the costumes and whatever they used, some of them just looked amazing.
I think this was probably the best visual looking villains. Yeah, they were in a while.
Really cool looking.
And they didn't use all of them in Lightspeed Rescue.
Sadly, they didn't.
Man, the potential that Lightspeed Rescue could have had with what Sentai provided. Yeah. Like they just skipped over shit.
Especially like
why stop dumbing it down and making kids fucking think we're dumb? You know what I mean? Like kids nowadays, we grow up. Kids just got Call of Duty all day. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they can handle shit. You know what I mean? Like they look at watching movies like Freddy and Jason like, oh, this movie's whack. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like when that scared the shit out of us as kids. You know what I mean? We can handle more. But in recent news with Hasbro, who owns the rights now, they are no longer going to use.
We'll talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, I know. That just popped in my head right now. So
that reminded, we'll talk about that a little bit in the cast and see where that goes from there, because that's going to be interesting.
That's a big deal.
It is.
We're gonna stop talking about it.
It is.
We'll talk about that in a little bit.
But yes, like the villains, they all look pretty cool. If they're pretty much almost the same as the main core villains, they're pretty much the same as Lightspeed.
That was the same.
But the monsters themselves,
Diabolical came back so much later though. Yeah. I was sitting there when I was watching it because he was only gone for a little bit. They resurrected him straight from fucking hell. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like was awesome. But his light force was tinkering. Yeah. And one of the best parts is that his sister sacrificed her life for him.
That was a sad scene.
That was a sad scene, but it was so nice. It was like, you're my older brother. I love you. Like, here. You know what I mean? And the same time when the brother got killed by him, he was like, you were always the one that mother praised.
Yeah.
I just wanted for once to be accepted by her. Like, man, that's sad, bro.
It like, showed a lot of like mommy issues.
But what I did like, and I said it in our Lightspeed cast, as much bad shit as Diabolical did, he shouldn't have been praised at the end like they did. They did that in Lightspeed. Like, he was still a piece of shit at the end of Sentai. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he really was.
Yeah.
It was. This definitely is a win.
Yeah.
For Sentai.
Oh,
hands down. And to even be in the category, to even be close to like Dire Rangers and Rangers and stuff like that.
I think it's going to be number 6.
The list that you gave was actually pretty on point, and I respect your list. In a little bit, once we get past like the episodes and stuff like that we do, we can talk about that.
I think going into if we're going into the episodes, I think they're like you said, like the earlier stuff was better than the later stuff.
In the very beginning, it was hot and heavy. It didn't slow down.
Yeah.
It like went from 19 to like 26, balls to the wall. I was like, oh my god, like it feels like the end of the show.
I would even say in the beginning, because I felt like the beginning it had like a hot.
Some of the episodes that I haven't written down too many episodes because there was a lot of continuation, like a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
But a couple of the episodes that I wrote was in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because there was like some scenes that were just really cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like for me, it was hot and heavy in the beginning and slowed down a little bit, which it needed to be because, we got 50 episodes to go through. We can't have, a home run every single episode. It's not. But there wasn't too many filler episodes. There wasn't. The filler episodes actually started coming in towards the end, which was weird because in every Sentai that we've watched, it was from like 35 to fucking 50 balls to the wall. You're like, oh my god! It's like they utilize it so good. They do it so well.
So this
one was like,
let me
slow down a little bit.
They gave you some key story stuff, but it was like more in between. It was like one part this, one part that, one part this. It kind of started with the Christmas episode that started getting right back into the story.
Yeah, but there was some really crazy episodes, man. There was like that. We loved. I know we're both going to say the Ghost episode.
Yeah,
the Ghost episode was probably one of the best. Episode. That was creepy.
It was creepy.
That reminded me of Dire Rangers in a way because Dire Rangers had the same kind of episode. I remember, and it was like, I was like, wow, what's going on?
That was a cool one. The Red Ranger
dealt with the paranormal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That proves that there's a God. You feel me? It's like...
That was actually really cool. That was... I think when I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's the episode I thought about you. Like that. I liked the arranged marriage episode.
Yeah, I know. I remember you telling me that because it's so awkward.
It was funny.
It was so awkward, though. It's like, the guy's like... And it just shows you that they're so, like, old school with the way it is. Because how many Sentai episodes... did we have? There was one in Jetman where What's-Her-Face was supposed to get arranged with, you know what I mean? It happened a couple other times. I don't remember. The Jetman one actually stands out furthermore to me because Jetman's one of the...
I think Dire Ranger had one.
Jetman was one of the best ones I've ever seen, so it weighs more in my memory banks. Because everything, we watch a lot, bro. If I broke down how many episodes we watched, because now we're rewatching...
Yeah.
We're easily in way over like 2,000 and something episodes, man.
Exactly.
Blow my fucking brains out. You know what I mean? As much as I love this, guys, I want you to understand this is work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's a lot of stuff.
You know what I did this week? I watched 40 episodes in 1 week. That was my whole life. Yeah. On the train at work, I got paid to watch 6 episodes of Super Sentai a day.
Do it on the clock.
Fuck them. I'm an essential worker who don't feel essential.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's how we all feel.
But if I had to say like a couple specific episodes that I liked.
I always liked the beginning.
The first episode alone was like intense.
Yeah, I always liked the beginning, like the beginning 5, just the building of the teams. I always found Sentai to be very interesting.
Yeah,
because of just the building of the team is very interesting to me.
Remember, it was episode 6.
Yeah.
Where it was like a contagion spread. that happened in the lab, and it ended up being like sort of like Creep Show when that meteor crashed and the green stuff was growing and they needed to find the antidote. Like that episode was intense, man. And that happened with the Yellow Ranger. I feel like the Yellow Ranger like endured a lot of stuff. He had a lot of cool episodes. My favorite episode though and Lightspeed Rescue had a counterpart episode to it too. Is when the What's-His-Face was training to be, fighter and stuff like that, and then the master comes like, hey, you ain't been around for a while, and the monster's like, alright, I want you to train me. And then he trains him and then beats the shit out of the master. You know what I mean? Like, that was a good episode because it was so stupid that milk was the thing that made him bring his shit to the next level. But that episode reminded me of Dire Rangers with Jin and the Red Ranger. Yeah. It was like that. That was cool. That was like that was a very intense
episode 36.
Reminded me of like Bruce Lee and like Drunken Master and like Shaolin warriors and stuff like that. That's what that reminded me of. And it was cool because you don't really see, as much as this is a Japanese culture, as the years go by, we're not seeing so much martial arts as them being fighters. Yeah. They were firefighters. Yeah. You know what I mean? They were fighting a different front.
Kind of like Turbo. Yeah. Turbo, they were on fighters. You could tell they were on fighters.
But that's the history of Japan, is they've always been shoguns and this and ninjas and, samurais and stuff like that. That's what their lineage is. You know what I mean?
That was the episode, Secret Art of the Tornado Drop.
That was such a good, I don't know why, but it was just so corny that it was milk. That was the secret weapon.
I like the Beauty and the Plasma Beast, which is the arranged marriage episode. Yeah. I think from 45 up, that's pretty much the beginning of the.
Oh, that shit was crazy.
That was a great.
Right after the recap episode, it was because that's when Queen Benchir, which is Grand Witch, I'll call her Grand Witch, because that's what they said they called her. That's when she started really coming in, and she looked a lot better in the Sentai than she did in America. Like we saw versions of her that we didn't see. They didn't utilize it that well. You know what I mean? Like, she kicked ass, bro. She was fucking scary. If I was a little kid, I would have been like, wow.
She was kind of creepy.
Give me my blankie.
She was creepy.
Definitely was. 18 to 21. Those 4 episodes together. 3 episodes, whatever it is. I don't remember them clearly. I just wrote down 18 to 21. Fucking hardcore. Yeah. And then, like I said, when it came up to in the 30s, when it usually picks up, it started dropping down a little bit. Made me like, those were the episodes that I was like, all right, I'm not even really paying attention to now because there's no real crazy shit going on.
Yeah, those were a lot of one-offs, like one-off stories and stuff like that, which is understandable. But overall, the series itself was
amazing.
Great.
It's so good.
It was great. So what number rating do you give this series?
I give it a 4.7.
4.7.
4.7. Because Dire Rangers is 5. So now, if the comparison is to what's the best, which is Dire Rangers, and I don't ever see any season going into the future to be that, but we may be surprised. We don't know.
I'm hoping,
because we thought that Zoo Ranger was going to be it, and then Dire Ranger came in and blew that motherfucker out of the water.
I think.
Dire Ranger.
I kind of want to go back.
I'll go 4.6. I'll go 4.6. 4.7. I like the decimal point because it shows that it's good. Yeah. And it there's a couple things here and there that is but overall,
I get a 4 or 5.
For Rangers, you know what I mean? Like for the dynamic of the Rangers. Like, they're going to go down as one of the best. Yeah. And for such, like, I was disappointed with the Rangers in Lightspeed. Yeah. I didn't like them. I mean, they were alright, don't get me wrong. Yeah, but they're not that. Yeah. You know what I mean? America should have copied this shit 100%.
Yeah, like, 100%. Like, this is like cheating and taking the test and stuff.
But with America, they always try to be diverse with characters. So like, there's somebody for everybody. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, you could have easily done it as well, like, and still build the characteristics, and it would be the same. But I just feel like they have more handcuffs. as in they're more limited to what they can do. As in
the Censor Bureau.
As in Sentai is more adult. It's more
teenager.
Yeah.
Like it has this has the dynamic for kids and stuff. So.
Exactly. It has more maturity to it. American Power Rangers is aimed for kids. It's like Y7. Like
34 years old.
So.
34, make it for me.
Exactly.
Make it for the people who actually give a shit. You know what
I mean? Yeah, 4 or 5. I give it a 4.5. Again, the slow parts with Chain 30 to like 30 to 40, like it was like really slow, and I enjoyed it still, but it was just hard to keep up and like focus on it. I did like the Zords. I did like the Rangers themselves, like the villains. So it was overall a good series. If I had to put in my rankings, probably within the 6.
See, because, like, it's hard to put a top. Like, overall, everybody's always top 5.
Yeah.
Top 6 should be important because there are some that really coast the line that is, like, right there. You know what I mean?
I think this is fighting,
Car Rangers.
Nah, I think
I love Car Rangers. The Zonet, oh my god.
I think Car Rangers is number 5. I think this one's fighting.
I was looking at Zonet's nudie pictures the other day. She's gorgeous.
I think I compared it to.
I really hope she goes to like a Comic-Con one day.
Yeah.
You know, because they've been Sentai's been going more and more into Comic-Cons. You know,
Geki was on that couple.
Geki's the GOAT, bro. He's the greatest of all time.
I met him WinterCon. When Austin St. John
I bet
was
his
there.
English is horrible.
Geki was there too.
I bet his English is horrible.
Huh?
I bet his English is very alphabetical.
It was basic. It was like
it's like Louis Borges.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is kind of do. Dummy.
Oh shit. Yeah, like, what would be, like, what's this fighting right now? I like, the Kaku, I think is right now the last place. And I like Kaku still, but it's...
Yeah. See, now, a lot of these seasons blend together now.
Yeah.
So it's hard for me right now, unless I go back and listen to our cast and get reminded, because we've been already through so much shit since then. Zoo Rangers will always have a lasting memory in my head. Dire Rangers, I remember that. I was just explaining last night how dope Dire Rangers is, like verbatim of what happened. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like Kaku Ranger, I think is more. It lasts in my head more for like the theme song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they go down as, you know what I mean? Like it was cool. Like O Rangers is good.
I think O Rangers is my number 4.
I think it's somewhere around there. I would agree. See, and I completely 100% agree with you. Number 3 or number 2
was Jetman.
Jetman, and that's not even here. You know what I mean? It's like it just shows you that fuck America.
Jetman is number 2. Like I think Jetman had the most dramatic shit that I've seen in Sentai.
Multi-dimensional. You know what I mean?
And how they
this one actually had dimensions as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there was
it had the family dimensions.
There was the plasm, whatever the hell they were called.
I think this fights with Mega Ranger as number 6,
which is space.
Yeah.
Yeah, because space is better.
Yeah.
And because like the lack of a clip door and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like. You've seen that, but the Rangers in Mega Ranger was awesome.
Yeah, I like Giga Man, but I keep that. I could keep that.
I could live without it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was 6 and
I will definitely say this. I haven't watched a bad Sentai.
Yeah.
There's just ones that just rank higher.
It's better than the others.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have not watched one, so that's good. So before we go, we're gonna have a little discussion.
The news and stuff.
Hasbro pretty much
dropped a bomb.
That's
a bomb, bro. That's a big fucking thing.
They're not going to use the Sentai footage anymore for the next couple.
You know what that means? Hasbro's going to drop money.
Yeah.
They're going to drop a lot of money because this is going to be the first Power Rangers series that's 100% American filmed.
I think it's gonna start with the movie. I have a feeling the movie's gonna go into what.
What are the rumors of the movie?
What I feel is gonna happen is that the movie is gonna be the catalyst for everything coming after.
Well, the rumor is that they might go Shattered Grid, right?
If they're smart.
If they're smart, kidding me? If they want to make money, you're gonna do it. They're already making money on the toys, man. Specifically off of me and you alone. You know what I mean? Like we're buying everything. You're ahead of the game. I just got caught up and then dramatically dropped down. You know what I mean?
No,
they just fuck you. But they're dropping it in multiple different places.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like you've been very in tune to the news of it, and I get all my news from you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
But yeah, so it's hard to keep up, and like there's Turtles, and I still collect those, and listen to Shell Shock. But I listen to I get the Turtles, I get the Power Rangers. I think those are where my collections are starting to. That's going to be my collections. The wrestling shit, I kind of like drifting off. Just the fact that it's too much. They come up shit way too fast. So, but Hasbro dropping the Sentai footage. I don't know, because, they don't use it as much as they used to. As in, they pretty much...
They were, like, ushering it out, like, tapering it out.
Before, Time Force. Time Force down, maybe 70% was Sentai footage. The rest was acted. Mm-hmm. When Disney took over, it was like 50-50.
But you could tell.
When Saban took over again, it was 40-60.
So they've been ushering them out probably for a while. Maybe they don't own the rights to a certain level. You know what I mean? Because what does Saban own? He didn't own back from the 70s,
no,
right? No,
they own the right to use the Sentai footage. That's what they own.
Alright, so whatever Sentai... whatever Sentai copyrighted...
Yeah.
You had the right to use...
Yeah, you had the right to use the suits and things.
I want to know, because it makes my gears turn. Like, yo, Hasbro is really, really changing shit up, man.
This is the good and bad, because we don't know where they're gonna go for it.
You think Saban's eventually gonna buy it back, like he always does?
Actually, I think Hasbro's happy with it.
Listen, I'm liking what Hasbro's doing,
and I think
I haven't got to see Beast Morphers, so I don't know.
I like Beast Morphers.
My niece likes Beast Morphers. She talks with me about it all the time.
I watched the first season, and I liked what I saw. I liked what they were doing. And that one, I'll say footage from Sentai to that one is maybe 2080. It's more like film footage than Sentai footage.
That's
because
good.
It was a whole different show. Like what they presented and what the show, what Goldbuster was, are two completely shows. I
mean, as we've seen in the past, man, like they weren't really compensated, the actors. They weren't really, because they didn't have to do so much. Now, there's still, Power Rangers is making still a lot of money, man. This is like probably now, I think this is probably the boomingest era of Power Rangers since like the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So
I think it's just as popular as it ever was.
My only thing that I feel they may fuck up is suit-wise. I like the simplicity of a Power Ranger suit.
Yeah. You don't have to go overly dramatic and make it look like you're a fucking spaceman.
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
I hated the movie suits. I personally hated them.
I didn't mind them, but it missed it. It missed the touch. You know what I mean? I like the way the helmets were, though. Like the way with the,
I didn't care with the suits. Like, I personally would take his show shoots and be perfectly fine with that movie.
Make it look.
But then again, like say for X-Men, I want to see the blue and yellow fucking suits. I don't want to see the bullshit leather shit they wear.
Yeah.
I want to see Cyclops and Jim Lee's fucking apart and shit like that. That's what I want to see. So that's the way I am. But with Rangers, that's what I'm scared of. The suits. What makes Power Rangers, I think is going to lose.
I say it all the time to you, man. Hasbro should hire us as consultants, man, because we will make the future of Power Rangers amazing.
But you know what the movie could start, though? the movie could bring back Mighty Morphin. It most likely is. Because that one's the most prominent. That's the one.
Well, if you do Shadow of the Grid, it's perfect.
Exactly.
Perfect.
And bringing that.
Why wouldn't we want to see Jason David Frank as Lord Dragon?
Yeah. If they do that.
You know, because Bat and the Sun is the only ones that does this. Shouts out to them, because Bat and the Sun fucking kills it.
Yeah, they do appreciate
For an independent thing, they kill it.
Yeah, I'm part of their Facebook group too. Like,
I follow them on everything I can. I don't dive deep into it. It's not like every day I look up news or anything like that. But when they pop up with stuff like just the superpower beatdowns alone, man, there's always a worthy watch.
But look at the little things they added to the suits. Like they kept the original, but they just upgraded it. Like the Green Ranger suit was pretty dope on Bat in the Sun. Yeah, that's their original design.
And it only had little small differences. It just made it reamped. Yeah. Made it like it's the suit that we love with some cool little features to it. You know what I mean? Which made it also cosmic in a way because Power Rangers, you have powers. Yeah. To show that the Green Ranger actually has powers is cool. You know what I mean?
I would like to see. I hopefully had a little fuck up.
Also, shout to Boom Studios, who've just been coming out with some recent stuff too. You know what I mean? We got Ranger Slayer that dropped last month, which I hope continues. And then what happened just dropped the other day.
The Lord Dragon.
#1. Yeah. So he got his own comic. So it went from Shattered Grid. Where are we at in the Mighty Morphin?
So they're going to stop. I think they're stopping at 60.
60? That's good.
And
that's
they're
a nice
going to
run.
relaunch the series.
That's a nice run.
So they're going to relaunch Mighty Morphin, which is going to be kind of based on the Omega Rangers and the other Rangers and the Shattered Grid shit. And then Power Rangers, which is going to be the White Ranger, Tommy, with Rocky and all that series.
If there was a season of Power Rangers that you would like to see in comic form.
Space and SPD.
I was going to say SPD. I feel like SPD in that world would make a really good looking comic.
They kind of did.
Because like the monster aspect, like the mutant aspect and stuff like that, I think that would be really cool.
They kind of did it with the Soul of the Dragon.
As long as Space kills Zordon, I'm happy.
Like I said, they kind of did it with the Soul of the Dragon, the one with the older Tommy and his son is being a SPD Ranger. Mm-hmm. They kind of did it in that.
He's married to Cat and all that shit.
Yeah, and he has a son that's a SPD
Cat.
Ranger.
I hate Cat.
He's the Green Ranger, and he actually had the dragon shield.
That's cool.
And the Sky is Doggy.
Man, what I love about the Ranger Slayer is her bow. Yeah. Her bow is 2 swords of darkness. Yeah. That's fucking so cool.
Her character is just pretty cool.
I don't really know too much because I haven't dove down into it, but I know we will eventually go and do it. We'll do a cast of like the first 10. Yes. First 20, 10 to 20. And
I have everything up to date. Well, I have up to the Protecting the Grid storyline, which is the Soul Rangers that they add. So, which is Andros, Mega Defender.
What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to gradually put my niece onto this. Yeah. Gives me a reason to do it. Gives us something to connect with. Because I told her I just bought her the Ranger Slayer toy, and that's her favorite toy now.
That's cool.
She's like, I love this thing. She's putting the cape on other Rangers and stuff like that. It's so cool. That's I was like, yo, we're gonna learn about this. Me and you were gonna sit down, and hopefully this sparks something in her to start maybe diving down on the comic books a little bit. You know what I mean?
Nice.
If the Rangers do it, man, I'm the greatest uncle fucking ever in my eyes.
Well, I will say that Ranger Slayer is probably one of my favorite figures. It's a dope figure. It's pretty dope.
They should do is Ranger Slayer in Battle of the Grid?
Yeah, she's one of the main characters.
I never played the game.
She's one of the first characters.
Okay.
And then she has an alternate Kimberly suit. Kimberly, the original Pink Ranger.
Yeah, no, I like the look of her because she doesn't look like Amy Jo Johnson. Yeah. It's her own Kimberly. Yeah, you know what I mean? So, and she's not old. She looks young.
She has her haircut.
She looks badass, bro. I like that black with the pink. That black with the pink is fucking cool, man.
Yo, like I when I saw the figure, I was like, damn, that's a dope figure.
I bought two. I bought one for myself. I bought one for my niece.
Between that and like the Shadow Ranger,
I want to get my niece Lord Drakon too.
Yeah.
I want to get her that.
I'm waiting for that.
I just wish that helmet came off, like they do with everybody else, where you can switch the head.
Oh, where?
You know, in the Lightning series, how like all the Rangers, they have the helmet version.
Yeah.
You can take the head off.
Yeah.
Pop the face on.
Yeah.
You know, like Billy looks like Austin Powers and stuff like that. You know what I mean? A couple other ones look like some really bad wax figures, but I wish Ranger Slayer had that. So my niece could see her and play as her without the helmet.
There's a reason why I didn't do her face. Look at Kimberly.
Yeah, but they could have done it better. They could have done it right this time.
Yeah, they could have done it better. But I think most of the ones they base on the comic-wise, they usually don't put the helmet with. Lord Drakon is different.
Yeah, it was Tommy.
Because you actually saw Tommy
as Lord Drakon. You want to see Tommy's face.
But you also see him as Lord Drakon. Like, he did the whole...
They should have made Lord Drakon a little fatter, though. Because Jason David Frank is not the most physically fit man in the world anymore.
Yeah.
And Austin St. John looks horrible in his cameo in...
He should have kept the beard.
I haven't seen it, but he looks horrible.
Should have kept it.
He looks fat and bloated. Like, bro, you know you're going to be on screen. You should have did some keto or something,
He
you know?
kept the beard. Beard would have hit his, like, triple chin. Anyway. So...
Yeah, basically the wrap up.
This is the Morphin Cast. This is for GoGo 5. And if you check out GoGo 5, check out Tubi or Shop Factory TV. GoGo 5 is there. Watch it.
Yo, download Tubi. It's worth it.
It's worth it.
I have it on every place I can put it.
Yeah. Please follow us all social medias. Mark with the Mic on Tumblr, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch TV, YouTube, and SoundCloud. You
Facebook.
Get all our other casts on Mark with the Mic.
Yeah. Follow me on Twitter at Tenacious T RC Inc. Follow me around Grand Central.
Yes.
If you want to talk about Power Rangers, I don't like to work anyway.
Yeah.
So I'll sit there and I'll bullshit with you all day.
Grand Central.
Always special shouts out to Game On, retro video game store based out on Long Island, two different separate locations of Smithtown and Miller Place. Just got the contract for another 5-year extension of stay in Smithtown. So they're doing a lot of big things. Check out Tristan, the owner, who will be showcased on one of our other casts of the Game of Rage podcast.
Yep.
Shouts out to them. They specialize in all your type of retro video game needs. Even some new stuff they started bringing it in. You know what I mean? So you can find, like, they got PS4 games cheap. $10, $14.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Xbox One game. They got all that. Go and check them out. Holler at them. Follow them on Facebook. Always a shouts out to the Max. My boy. Holler at you, man. Ray Sean, good dude. We're going to get him in for a future Shell Shock episode. Check our movie cast that we had with him on. It's 2 hours, but it's worth it.
Yes.
Shouts out to Sal the Drunk Yeti.
Yep.
And, check his Twitch and everything like that. Tell him to go to work.
And please follow all Recycling pages, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, WordPress, and our Facebook pages, Recycling and the Wrestling Babble pages. Shout outs to Mike for who's going to be editing this and shit like that. I always say what's up to him anyway. Peace out, laters, and always remember,
fuck Zordon, piece of shit. That's why I love Andros. That's why I love Andros.
Yeah.
You put that exclamation point, you little bitch.
One.
He should never even hesitated. He should have just been like, hell yeah, I'll do that. Let's go. Yeah. Should have told me from the jump.
Our next cast will be Time Force.
I'm excited. I'm happy to go back into this. I really am.
Right.
Because we're going to have the best female.
Yes.
The GOAT. The Gekies of females.
Yes. Jen. And I'll tell you one thing. The Time Force Jen and the Sentai has the same jacket.
That's good. That's good.
All right. Peace out.